Hello again, everyone. This is the walkthrough video for the blue square section of Unit 5, Recycle to Cycle. And for the blue square section, we're looking at the rock cycle. So I can define the processes that lead to igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic rocks. Put simply, that is the rock cycle. Task 1 is notes on the different types of rocks. This is a long set of notes and it covers 4 pages. So you'll tape all 4 pages of the notes into your science notebook separately, and then you'll use this video below to help fill out all of the information required. Task 2 is a rock identification lab. This is a Google Classroom assignment, and when you open it up, you'll open the Google Doc, and then there will be actual rocks available in the room to look at. But you're just walking through each station. So station 1's looking at igneous rocks, and you're going to fill out all of the information. There's also links that will show you pictures of different types of rocks so you can get a better idea of what they look like. Sometimes the samples we have in the room aren't perfect. I've also given a little bit of hint sometimes when it's difficult to describe the texture on your own. Then you'll work through looking at different types of igneous rock. Station 2 is sedimentary rocks, looking at are they organic, clastic, or chemical rocks. Station 3 is metamorphic rocks. And then once you've done that, you're going to say, describe the change that you see in diorite is metamorphically changed to gneiss. Use the words parent rock and daughter rocks. This one's going to be a couple of sentence answer, and you have to use some accurate terms here like parent rock and daughter rock. So this is the types of rock identification lab. You'll be looking at different igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic rocks in the classroom, and there's pictures of them online as well. Task 3 is all about weathering. So weathering is the breaking down of rocks over time, and there's a great Gizmos simulation to do this. The only thing that's easy to miss here is the instruction sheet. So you can either click the title or click this button to get the instructions. This paper will get taped into your notebook. This is where you're recording all of your data and answers. But the instructions, I think, are really very clear. It's step-by-step instructions, and you just got to take the time to follow it. So it tells you to go to the Explore Learning website, log into your account, launch the weathering gizmo. It'll be saved in our classroom. And you just keep going through step by step. There's even pictures to help out. So if you're reading the stuff carefully and going through here step by step, it should be pretty clear to you what you need to do. But as always, if something doesn't make sense, please don't hesitate to ask for help. Task 4 is a video from the Planet Earth series on caves. This is a really interesting and really good video. Caves are a really unique biome on Earth, really just unique environment since there's no sunlight. Things have adapted to live in very unique ways. But more importantly for our unit, caves are always formed from sedimentary rocks through chemical weathering. So what I really want you to focus on when you're watching this video is examples of weathering, erosion, which is taking the rocks away, and then deposition, which is the laying down of those rocks that you can find in this video. You don't need to write anything down, but there will be examples from this video on the Level Up quiz, and it's a really well done video. So you're going to watch that for task 4. Again, looking for examples of weathering, erosion, and deposition from sedimentary rock. Task 5, we're going to kind of put everything together that we've learned into the rock cycle. So you'll have already learned about metamorphic rocks and igneous rocks and sedimentary rocks. Task 5 is really just focusing on the processes that changes one type of rock into a different type of rock, the rock cycle. Just 1 page of notes, just a reminder up top, nothing you need to write there, and then you're going to be filling out the information on the rock cycle diagram from the video. Task 6 is a GIM kit. I need to change this. You don't need $500,000. I believe I set it to $200,000. So I will change that, but you'll just work on the GIM kit. It's about weathering, erosion, deposition, and the rock cycle. And then task 7 is a big one. This is actually a summative assignment. So this goes into the 70% of your grades category. But you are going to write a creative story, and it can be in a number of different ways. It could be just a paragraph or just a paper. It can be a comic strip that you hand draw out. It could be a Google Slides story where there's lots of pictures and you do it more like a picture book. It's totally up to you. I've had students write poems before to convey the information. Uh, you have a lot of freedom in how you do this rock story, but the idea is that the characters in your story are rocks. So you have characters that are the different types of rocks: metamorphic, sedimentary, and igneous. And whatever the story can be, I don't care. You can write it as a mystery, a romance, a poem, a comedy. It doesn't matter. What does matter is that throughout that story, your characters need to change the type of rock that they are. So igneous rock should become sedimentary or metamorphic rock. Metamorphic rock should become igneous or sedimentary. Sedimentary rock should change type, so that through the course of your story, all three types of rocks have changed and you end up with different types of rocks. And the processes that lead to that types of rock formation have to be realistic. So here's one example from the past that might help spark you on this. I had students write like a kind of fantasy story about the rock cycle, and they had a hero character who was a rock, and he had been injured on his quest, and he went to a waterfall, and the waterfall was able to heal him and also make him into a new type of rock, which makes sense because waterfalls would erode, right? Water is one of the main weathering factors. So the waterfall was weathering the rock away and it was eroding. And in the end, he ended up as a new sedimentary rock and was able to start his journey again. So the processes that lead to the type of rock are real, and the types of rocks need to be real, but everything else is just your imagination writing a clever or creative story, or like I said, a picture book or a comic strip. Whatever you would like to do is fine with me. Here is the rubric that I'm grading on. So science content is half of it. Are the types of rocks there, and are the processes that lead to the different types of rocks accurate? And then creativity is half. So I don't want you to just write 3 sentences about one rock changing type. I do want some creativity in this. And like I said, this is a 70% category. The other thing that's worth noting, if you are the type of person to read this, if you're able to in the classroom, or if you're working from home, if you can contact another student and share your Google Doc or whatever medium you're working through, if it's slides or paper, whatever you're doing, you can work in groups of up to 3 people for this assignment. So this is a possible group project. Task 8 is showing me your science notebook pages. Those pages in your science notebook are going to be below. And then it's the level up quiz, and that'll do it for Blue Square. Thanks for watching.